Okay, in our last video, we just learned to put in the basic root position chords for Siyahamba, and we had a listen, and they sounded all right. But we want to make it a bit more interesting. Okay, so first thing is we could, for example, move, and it's very easy to do. If we take all of the G major chords, don't delete them, just go. Okay, and we could make them a bit easier to play on the piano instead of jumping around up high, down low, and all that sort of thing. That's why we make inversions. So if we make this into second inversion G major by taking that top note and doing that, whoa, it looks a lot better. Let's do that to all of the G major chords. So we take that, highlight the top note, arrow key, move it down to that bottom D. Bottom D is sitting under the line, and if we're a bit hazy on reading music, here's how we learn. So now we've got D, G, B. Okay, so let's do that nice and quick. That's how quick it is to do it with every single G major chord. We go, hang on, there we go, highlight that top one, down to D. You can hear, the good thing in note flow, you can hear when it's the right note, when it hits that bottom D. Let's see now, does that move okay there, that G down to the bottom C? Yeah, it's okay. So we'll leave the C as root position. We're almost there, that high D. See, we could experiment with the first inversion. Yeah, not a whole lot better. So let's take that back there. Experiment, it's not a whole lot better. Okay, and yeah, and this last one. Now what that does for a pianist, it just means they can move more easily, more smoothly between each chord. Okay, now what do we do to make it into an accompanying pattern? Okay, so I'm just going to do a few bars to give you some ideas, alright? Okay, so we've got the correct chords in there, so we need to play around with making it more, say, rhythmically interesting. Say, for example, we turn that into a crotchet. This is the most basic thing, okay? And we can copy that chord there and move our cursor there. And what it's going to do, it's going to give me another G chord here. I don't want that, so just delete it. Okay. So I copy that while it's highlighted. Whenever something's orange like that, it's highlighted. So I'm going to copy that, move my cursor there, copy that, move my cursor there. Now I happen to know I did get rid of my G chord here in this next bar. So I copy that, I know it's a G chord there, put that there, and I'm not going to be able to quite do the same thing, copy and paste with my D chord, but let's turn that. And we don't actually have to make it all the same right the way through. Let's have a think about this. Let's do this. Okay, so here's a bit of an idea for some variety. Okay, so when we hit a D chord, we might go, okay, well, actually, yeah, I can see I've still got a fair bit of movement there. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Copy and paste that, paste that, paste that. Okay, what I'm going to do here is, oh yeah, I'm going to turn that into a minim, and then I'm just going to leave that. Then I copy this and I get rid of that. Well, I could have just pasted it, it would have just replaced it. Okay, like here. Okay, find my D chord. Yeah, I'm going to put that, replace that, highlight it. Okay, let's just have a listen to that. And what I've done is, instead of going pounding away all the time, when the vocal line, let's look how it matches the vocal line. When that stops there, I make that a minim. So let's have a listen. Let's have a listen. Okay, now I'm showing you how to be a bit creative. So what I might do here is I might do, I've got to edit, okay. So let's make that a minim because it sort of stops there. And we've got this thing here, data. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn that into a quaver, okay, to match this. Okay, copy that. Okay, this is my accompaniment. Okay, this is my accompaniment. And then we've got that same thing here, data. Okay, so we highlight that eighth note or quaver. Okay, that short. While it's highlighted, copy that. Here I'm going to go back to doing these crotchets. Okay, so you can do a variety of things. You don't have to do the same thing all the way through. Look at what's going on in this vocal line here. Oh, hang on, we've got a bit of a thing there. Can you see the mistake I've got? Yeah, that should have copied a C chord in there instead. So I'm going to correct it. This is the kind of stuff, rather than just copying and pasting anything willy-nilly, you've got to learn to spot mistakes like that. Okay. Turn that into, when you see a pattern, you go, okay, there I've got that data. Okay, so I'm going to copy that bar and put that in there. Okay, and I've got that data again. I'm going to copy my G major chord. Lucky I corrected that, or I would have had a mistake in there, and that would have cost me marks, because I hear this teacher is a bit severe. And you know what? I could leave those just as nice long notes. See how that sounds, all right? So there's my right hand of my accompaniment finished. You could come pretty close to copying what I've done there, or just use some of my ideas and some of your ideas. Let's have a listen.